After our morning walking around Penzance and visiting Penlea House Gallery and Museum, we hopped on a bus to the fishing village of Mousehole. The small fishing port of Mousehole has an abundance of charm and character. It's the perfect destination to spend time to unwind during our holiday. It has a great selection of cafes, shops and galleries that nestles around its picturesque harbour. With its fine beaches on either side of the harbour, it's definitely a popular seaside tourist destination. We are going on a 2-hour cruise with Cormorant Cruising. This is a perfect way to see the rugged Cornish coastline. Our 2-hour-long cruise with Cormorant Cruising only costs £25 per adult. Our cruise this afternoon is with our skipper and guide, Neil Brockman. We sail through the harbour entrance onto the open sea of the English Channel. And the island called St. Clement's Isle. Looking back towards Mousehole, with this amazing weather today. There's Merlin Rock in the distance. The English Channel is so calm that we are able to move around to see any wildlife as we sail along. Neil takes us about 1.5 miles out from the coast, and we then turn westerly following the coastline towards Lamorna Cove. Neil said there's a possibility of seeing dolphins, as well as a minke whale, as they've both been seen earlier today. Neil is a Mousehole lad, being born and bred here with a lifetime of maritime experience. He has extensive knowledge of the coastline, including Mounts Bay. Neil shares stories as we sail along. He'll share tales of daring rescues, smuggers, and Spanish galleons. As well, he'll point out places of interest as we travel along the coast. Beneath us, there lies shipwrecks from times past. We see Tatadu Lighthouse. We are approximately 5 miles from Mousehole. We turn towards the cliffs and start heading back towards Mounts Bay. We are looking towards Boscawen. On the cliff top sits the former home of the author, John le Carré, Tregifian Cottage, St. Buryan. As we travel along, we see caves and rocky islets. This extremely beautiful view of the Cornish coastline is an experience to savor, especially on a day like this with such glorious weather and calm seas.
see in the morning, just come in daylight, shooting us for daylight, and he'll go down and start on the wave, a couple hours, get ready to do again. He's catching anything he can, soles, anything he can really. That's what the Spanish and the French are wanting. Now what Mr. Starver just done with the deal, with the fishing, he gave it away again. Yeah. What he should have done, if he turned around to the French and the Spanish and said, right, you aren't coming here, I tell you now, we'd have had anything we wanted. Because the French, they don't muck around. They would have stopped everything. He didn't do it. They don't realise how important fishing is to them in other countries, really. Yeah. Well, I'm a fisherman, that's what I do, and I'm not taking you guys out. I've got a little boat, I work single-handed, I'm a traditional hand-line fisherman. That's what I do in the winter. And it ain't a bad office, is it? I tell you now, it ain't so amazing, like middle of January. Oh, I love it, look at it, I mean, look at this. And the other thing, Art, some people want to grow up with it. I'm a kid all the time. The wildest thing you're going to see all day.
Later, as we head back towards Penzance, we are going to stop off briefly to look at a secluded area within the village of NEWLYN. Around 100 years ago, NEWLYN fishermen lived in a small area within the village, just above the harbor. Until their community faced a threat, not from tourists or incomers, but the local council. Penzance Authority earmarked all the area we'll see later as being unfit for human habitation, and should be completely destroyed and replaced with nice new blocks of flats. A total of 350 homes were listed for demolition, with many residents rehoused to a new estate further up the hill. But a local school of artists took up the fight to save the houses. They masterminded a protest that captured the nation's imagination. On the 19th of October 1937, a 50-foot NEWLYN lugger, called PZ-87, the Rosebud, set sail for Parliament, crewed by local fishermen. 2 days later, they sailed up the Thames, cheered on by crowds of well-wishers from the banks and bridges, and presented a petition to the housing minister, calling for the neighborhood to be saved. It made national headlines, and with so much publicity, Parliament had to pay attention. By the year 1938, war was coming. The War Office sent round to all local boroughs a letter asking if they had any empty properties, and Penzance Borough Council said yes, a village full. The War Office said, "We'll have them." Penzance said, "No, they are not fit for human occupation." The War Office replies, "Okay, it's not fit for humans, but what about foreigners?" So Penzance had to go about putting in the running water and drainage. And later, French and Belgians moved in. By the end of the war, no one felt like demolishing more property. The Second World War, that destroyed so much, played a part in saving these. It is a sad statement that local authorities have done far more to destroy the heritage of Britain than the German Air Force ever did.